We're here in Portland, Oregon for Saab Owners Convention 2024. We've got so many cars here. It's Friday morning. Currently have a Turbo X wagon driving on by. So we're going to go ahead, walk around the show field, see everything that's here already, and then tomorrow we'll have the big day. SCNA has over 300 people registered already. I'm wearing my goofy fanny pack. We're right next to the airport, so we'll try to avoid having bad audio, but let's get into it. I want to selfishly start here with my 9.3. Yes, it did make the trip successfully from Phoenix. I was a bit worried about it. We did unfortunately have one issue along the way. We've got a breakdown. Apparently he had a battery light on this morning and then he just lost all power and the car died on him. Unfortunately, I was solo for a good part of the trip, but that's okay because I met up with some people in the Bay Area and we had a great convoy up. Drove some amazing roads, PCH, Monterey, etc., and ultimately made it here, and the car was fantastic. So I'll have a full video of the road trip coming after my couple of SOC videos. Reason being, I know people care much more about the event more than my shenanigans just road tripping the car, so I want to get those videos out first. But I'm so excited to edit that because it turned out great. But there's kind of a quick little update on where the car is. So I guess we can start here with the NG93s. Unfortunately, we also have a highway right here, so I'm hoping that the noise isn't terrible. My mic should help out quite a bit. Gary Small Saab, if you're not familiar, is one of the very few actual Saab dealers still left. They're in the Portland area, so it looks like they have quite a bit of cars here. This is a gorgeous Turbo X wagon that's actually for sale. It looks like we have another Turbo X wagon parked right next to it with a Saab jet license plate. That's really cool. And we've got a 9.3 convertible with Sven on it, car number 3, so that means they must have been one of the first people to show up. This looks like a Nocturne Blue NG93 convertible with some red brakes, the 17-inch Vector wheels, beautiful wheel choice, one of my favorite NG93 wheels. They also have the bug deflector, very rare option you almost never see on these. You might remember I temporarily had one of those on my car before I sold it to a buddy. Another Turbo X wagon here. This one looks like a 2011 9.3 Aero with a Hirsch kit. So you can see he has, I'm sorry, there's a bunch of leaves here. There's a Hirsch diffuser. It looks like they have a Hirsch exhaust as well. The whole body kit, the Turbo X wheels. This one is a manual. Unfortunately, the windows aren't down and it's very dark in there, so you can't see, so you'll just have to take my word for it. Of course, the Griffin front bumper, all the Hirsch grills. This is a really beautiful example of an NG93. Here's another one for sale, also Griffin front bumper on it. Looks like it has what I believe are called the ice block headlights. You can see they have a blue tint to them. Of course, my 9.3, this beautiful blue car, one of my favorite Saab colors with also the gray 17-inch Vector wheels, looks beautiful. This is a V6 Aero, just gorgeous condition, also finished in Nocturne Blue, and you can see he has the silver Giulia wheels on there and a paint matched roof box. This thing is awesome. He was cruising with us for a brief portion before we got up to Portland. I've definitely seen this car a few times. He's got BBSs on there. Really nice example. I like the yellow fogs as well. And a 9.3 Combi Aero. This one was also cruising with us briefly. V6 Combi with the roof racks, looks great. Another beautiful 9.3, just all black. That looks really good. The black grills that are gloss, almost like paint matched perfectly to the body. That looks really awesome. Beautiful car with black wheels to match. 9.3X, this car was also cruising with us, and to the owner's knowledge, Don from the Bay Area, this is the last commercially sold 9.3X in the US, hence the license plate. So really awesome to see that. He's got some cool Saab stuff hanging out in the car. You can see his CarPlay head unit, his Saab jacket, etc. This car was really cool to drive behind on the way up here. Again, you'll see more of that in the road trip video coming soon. Another black 9.3 from a subscriber, 6-speed manual. He's got the anniversary seats as well. I imagine this car just is an anniversary because it also has the anniversary wheels, so really cool. 9.3 Combi. Another one from Gary Small Saab. We got another 9.3 here finished in brown. That brown is beautiful. Another one with the Vector wheels. This one has some carbon fiber pieces in here, all the DO88 goodies. Awesome to see their full catalog. Look at how clean this engine bay is. A light green Aero cross-wheel drive, looking good, V6. This 9.3X is lowered, which looks really unique. You don't really ever see a 9.3X lowered, much less on aftermarket wheels, so that's really unique because they kind of almost have a factory kind of wide body on them almost, so kind of leaves room for a lot of potential to do some cool things with them, but this is one of the few I've seen that's been lowered, so that's cool. Now we're branching into some of the other cars. Looks like a laser red NG95, this deep brown, this might be Java, I hope I'm not wrong, but this is one of my favorite Saab colors as well. The deep brown is just so unique and it's just a very classy color for a classy car. Gray NG95, another gray NG95, a 94X, always great to see a 94X. These are just such cool cars. I got to drive one of these for my buddy Joe, the Saab doctor, from Milwaukee to Chicago for last year's convention. I'll link that video in the top corner if you want to see what it's like to drive one of those in kind of a short little road trip. Fantastic car. A couple of gray Dame 95s, look like they're in the same color. Both appear to be great examples. Now we're getting into some of the earlier 9.5s. Of course, can't ever go wrong with a shark tooth bumper. This Aero wagon is also beautiful. This one looks like it's on Dame 9.5 wheels. As you can see, matches the same wheels that are on that car. This blue wagon looks like an Aero. It's got the Aero wheels, the shark tooth bumper on it. Looks like it's the same color as the 9.5 wagon my family had, bought new back in 2004, got driven to the school in that car as a kid, had 260,000 miles and we sold it. Just a fantastic car. I absolutely love the 9.5s. A black Dame. This one actually is owned by Marlon, an older gentleman. Drove up with us in our convoy. He's got a lot of cool Saab stories. He's owned them for decades. It's like another 9.5 Aero with a shark tooth bumper. Beautiful example. Let's get into some classic 900s. Look at this one with the full SPG kit. The exposed lug 3 spokes. Those are pretty rare. Beautiful car. He's got the 3 gauges down there at the bottom. This yellow is just gorgeous. This one as well has the 16-inch Aero wheels on it. Nice clean example. I just love looking under the hood of these cars. They're so goofy and so cool. 338,000 miles on this one. Really awesome. This one, another car with the SPG kit, some aftermarket wheels, and it looks like it even has some Saab like custom made center caps probably. But that's really cool, the whale tail spoiler on there. This one is a notchback. You can see the differences. The normal 3 doors, such as my 900, are just flat here. This is a notchback, pretty rare. You can see it's at an angle, but still a 3 door. So I believe these are the earlier examples. I think this one is also probably a flat nose. Again, for those who don't know, the flat nose front end looks like this right here. I was hoping that one wouldn't be a flat nose, but let's find a slant nose car. Slant nose cars like mine, where the front end looks like that. So you can see the headlights are different, the bumpers are different, whereas the flat nose has the different style headlights and bumpers both on the front and back. British Columbia, first Canadian Saab we've seen. I imagine we'll see some more of those given our proximity to Canada. Convertible, can't go wrong with a convertible. 132,000 kilometers on this, and it sure looks like it. It's beautifully preserved. Very nice example. 900 turbo, looks like it has an aftermarket exhaust, also has the 16-inch Aero wheels on it. 5-speed manual, 132,000 miles on it. This one also has a T5 conversion, so that's pretty cool. Don't see many of those around. OG93 convertible, this black paint is gorgeous, a Washington car. I like that exhaust that's on this one, and the wheels are super cool. These are very rare wheels. They're 5-lug, but you can see they're similar to some of the 900 wheels, but they're 5-lug made for the newer cars. Here's another yellow convertible. I see this one, of course, also having the 16-inch arrows, but it has some Wilwood brakes hidden underneath here. I'm sure this thing stops on a dime with those because the factory 900 brakes, well, they leave a little something to be desired by modern standards. These two vehicles here might have the record for furthest driving distance. Both came from the New England area. You can see they both just got here because lots of bugs on the front end. They're still probably going to be washing their cars, but one from New York, one from New Jersey. I believe they drove over 3,000 miles about to get here in 4 days. I mean, just an incredible haul. It's amazing to see that they both made it here trouble-free. This red is gorgeous on this convertible. This brown is just so unique, and these wheels are also super unique. I believe they're the Gary Fisher wheels. It's a B204 3-door manual, really gorgeous car. Tucked away over here, the NG900 section and OG93 section is still pretty empty, but this will definitely fill up as Friday progresses, and especially Saturday. As you can see, for example, our NG93s are already completely filled up. The NG900 5-speed manual, this is a T5 car with some BBS wheels on it. Factory BBS is really cool, kind of a lesser known BBS because they're not the RK1s or RK2s. I have just spotted a Toppola. I did a video on what a Toppola is. I'll link that in the top corner years ago, but I did not know those existed in the US, so we will definitely come back to that, so stay tuned. Beautiful 9000. I love the kind of, I guess we'll call it a decor panel, because I know they had decor panels for the 900 that were similar to this, so I'm just going to call it a decor panel. I assume that's what the 9000 guys call these, but he's got a ton of little like trinkets and things up here on the dashboard that he's displaying. That is really, really cool. I love the silver. It's very subtle. It looks great. Now we're getting into some of the 99s. These are just such cool cars. This one's got some work done to it, but blue on blue. I say this every year in my SOC videos. The old cars just had the coolest interior exterior combo. I mean, look at the blue door panels matching the blue paint. It's just awesome. Super, super cool. I wish that modern cars still did stuff like this and we didn't all become boring people. But this is the Sabino, obviously a 99 turbo converted into a pickup truck with soccer ball wheels. I've seen this one on a couple SOCs before, a beautiful example. Looks like it's got a 16 valve motor in it. 99 turbo on Inca wheels, one of the most popular classic Saab wheels. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous example. Look at that exhaust, collector vehicle tag. Just an absolutely stunning example. Look at this paint. We've got some 2 strokes going by. This one looks like a quite the track car. Check out all of that aero.
It's Saab. This is my 78, I guess it's probably originally an L, that I pulled out of a field for $50 30 some years ago, and started autocrossing on originally what would have been a stock B turbo, 78 B turbo, and then it eventually became a built B turbo, and then when I got tired of that, I built a 2-liter twin cam.
Can we check out under the hood, see what it looks like?
You bet. So I had a 2-liter twin cam in here that I ran CIS on for a couple of years before I did 5.2, and then I built this engine, which is a 2.1 overboard to 2.2 with custom pistons and lightweight rods, stainless headers, the TE05 Mitsubishi, like I said, Quaife limited slip, transmission cooler. It's a spec Stage 2 Plus friction disc with AP racing pressure plate. I've got the 86, 87 vented brakes with Hawk brake pads, Brembo rotors, home-built splitter, home-built wing. I've got a, this is a Luke Sorensen rally shifter in here. Normally I would have Kirky racing seats, but these are way more comfortable to drive in. So
well, that was going to be my question is, did you drive it here or did you trailer it?
I did.
Wow.
Yep. A little over 3 hours. Easy drive, 32 miles per gallon.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I don't have it with me. Normally I've got a pad. See, I've with the Trionic, I've got I've got a later ECU, so it's got OBD2, and so there's a Wi-Fi transmitter, and it Wi-Fi's up to a Samsung pad that I have, so I can see all my Track Addict data, if you know what that software is.
Okay, cool.
So your Track Addict gives you all their track information and maps, and so I can log my whole track day. So I've already done 1 track day and 2 hill climbs with this year.
Wow.
It's done a lot. It's been, you can see, that's just hill climbs. I've been hill climbing it since '96. It was my first hill climb in this car.
Wow.
I've been to SCCA Nationals. It's been in Grassroots Motorsports. I've built adjustable upper trailing links, adjustable spring perches, and it's an adjustable panhard rod.
Wow.
And then
so it handles pretty well for being a 99.
For being the lump that it is, it actually will turn, yeah. That was actually the biggest fight. That's the amazing thing about these cars is it's easy to build horsepower with this engine. The hard part's getting the car to turn. Well, I daily drivered it for over 10 years before, actually probably close to 15 before it became sort of the dedicated track day car.
Wow.
But I still drive it to the events. And,
it's not a trailer queen.
It is, well, obviously it's not a trailer queen.
That sounds pretty amazing. Big thank you to John for showing me this. This is an awesome, awesome car. This is another 99 2.0, deep brown with some soccer ball wheels on it. Again, brown on brown. Look at how gorgeous that is. Kind of the 2-spoke steering wheel, 4-speed manual. Another 99. This one looks like it's naturally aspirated, good looking car. It looks like we've got one more 99 sitting right here for now. A 4-door. That's quite rare to see. As you can see, all the other ones we saw were 2 doors, but a 4-door one. Now we've got in some of the Sonnets. Super cool V4. Look at how beautiful this is under the hood. Check that out. That is gorgeous. Looks like he's looking for some parts on that. But a couple more Sonnets. This one's a V4 as well. You can see denoted on the hood badge. But these are just super cool cars, fiberglass. I did a video on a Sonnet a few years back from a gentleman who used to live in Arizona. If you're interested in learning more about the Sonnets, click the video in the top corner, give that a watch. It was a lot of fun to drive that car. Here's a 95 wagon. If I was to own one of the older 2-stroke Saabs or V4 Saabs, I think this would be my choice. Reason being, just look at it. It is so cool, so unique, and of course it came with this optional 3rd row rear facing, so you could actually fit 7 people in here. So there's some information about it right there if you'd like to pause the video. But look at this interior. So simple. Shifter on the steering column. This white on red is gorgeous. And it looks like it's a 2-stroke. Got a few more 2-strokes and V4s over here so far. Check out this one. I think this would also be a close second for one of the vintage old 2-stroke or V4 Saabs I'd like to own. This one's a V4, 6996, and this one looks like another 95 with the chrome finished valve covers on the V4. That is really cool. Brown seats to go with the blue exterior. I bet this one is quite loud. Another rear-facing seat V4. They actually put some proper seat belts back there with this side exit exhaust. I'm sure it absolutely roars. Another V4. Looks like another 96, a V4. This blue is gorgeous. This one, this 2-tone with the light blue and the white is just stunning. And all of his stickers or her stickers on the side match. They're all blue and white, and that's an amazing attention to detail. The blue interior, the blue and white dice. This is awesome. Looks like this one just got a wash. We'll listen to that V4. I believe they went from Albany, Oregon to Albany, New York, which is where the owners convention was in 2021, and they drove this car 6,000 miles round trip. I mean, what a journey. And a car that is this old. I mean, that takes some serious dedication. This one also has the red and white combination. Huge shout out to the owners for that, because that is a task in and of itself. This one appears to have a different body on it down on the bottom, a splitter of some sort, another V4. This one's a 68, 96, a couple cup holders retrofitted in there. That looks really cool, and it louvers on the rear. I don't know if I've ever seen louvers on one of these before, but it looks really cool. And then we've got one final one over here, also in blue. Looks really sweet with the suicide doors, as you can see, the blue and white interior. I apologize to all these 900 guys. I realized I kind of skipped them earlier. So we've got another blue 900 with some directional wheels. This black one with the tan top looks nice. I like the bronze or gold on here with the exposed four-spoke. Looks like he's got an airflow body kit on it. That is painted gloss black. Looks really good against the deep green. That's a great example. SPG kit on this one with the 3 spokes. An SPG, really good looking in red. Another dark blue 3-door, looks like from Oregon. A yellow convertible with the SPG kit. Gorgeous, gorgeous car with the original window sticker, which was $35,000 back in '91 when this was new. Here's another car with an SPG kit, SPG wheels. Looks really sharp. It might be an SPG, I apologize if it isn't, I might have missed that. But this one has to be one of my favorites here so far. 4-door, I believe this is barrel green. If not, it's a very similar green to my car. The louvers, whale tail. Looks like it's lowered a bit. Check out that interior. I know the glare is pretty bad. The windows aren't cracked very far, but seats are gorgeous. 1979 900, 16 valve. Has got to be one of my favorite cars here. It also has the dual vented hood, which is extremely, extremely rare. You can see that one, for example. This one will have the one vent hood, which about 99.99% of 900s have, to my knowledge. So to have that is super rare. This is an 8-valve turbo in a deep green. You don't see many of those. You can see these actually didn't have intercoolers on them in the early days. Look at that. So the intake goes straight down to the turbo and out the turbo and into the throttle body. Another T5 car, and look at how beautiful this is. All these vacuum lines that were redone. Looks fantastic. Another flat nose 900 slant nose, which I think I actually showed these two earlier already, but these black paint is just beautiful on both of these. This gentleman actually is making some Saab coffee mugs. He gifted me one last night, so big thank you to him for that. It's a 93 900 commemorative edition, number 93. So not many people would know what that means, but pretty cool. And actually, here's a much better view of some of those Saab mugs. So if you're interested, there's his Gmail if you want to reach out to him. But you can see they're all unique, all different, super cool patterns, all imprinted with Saab. On top of the car meet, they also have different drives that people can do, which I skipped out on because I'm exhausted from driving 4 days here. But they have different seminars and conventions and little side things you can check out. Like if tomorrow they're going to have some mechanic wrenching contest, among some other things. So it's not just a car meet where you come here and stand in the parking lot all day, which I could easily do. I mean, it's awesome to talk to people that watch the channel as well as just admire all these beautiful cars, but there's more than just the car meet. As anyone that's come here knows, it's also about the people. Let's now talk about this Toppola, because like I said earlier, I thought these might have only been sold in Sweden, but to see a 9000 here with one, it's the first time I've ever seen one of these in person with the body kit on it and everything. These look like 9.5 seats as well. I bet this thing is just rides like a dream. 200,000 miles on it. But this is really, really cool to see. The bright red paint looks fantastic on it. And let's take a step to the back. The turbo topper. You can see the bed up there. It's even got a stove top, it looks like, of course, storage and tons of room to stay. So from my understanding, these Toppolas were kind of meant to just fit on here. You can see it's on the roof rails, and then they beefed up the rear suspension because obviously you're adding just a massive amount of weight to the rear end of this car. But the owner's got an Instagram, it looks like. I just noticed it right there. So if you want to give him a follow, we got a wave over there. So super awesome, beautiful car. Got to be probably my favorite 9000 here. We've got another 9000 in black and some Vigans. I'm sure we'll have a lot more Vigans showing up tomorrow. But lightning blue 3-door Vigan is the absolute dream. This one has the blue interior as well, kind of hard to see with the glare to match. And we've got a 92X here. Very rare to see 92Xs at SOCs. Of course, the 92X is essentially a Subaru WRX under the skin, but fit with a Saab body kit and some other things. I also did a video on a 92X back in the day. If you want to check that out and learn more about the 92X, click up here in the top corner. But over there, there's some part swaps. I see a few people set up, getting a thumbs up from the people. Car wash set up over there as well, so people can wash their cars. Over here in the show field, kind of hidden in the corner, there's Jim Smart. He's got his gigantic bus with a ton of parts, and he was kind enough to give me a couple of New Mexico license plates. So he's got a shop in the Santa Fe area, but there's lots of cars kind of scattered out through all over here, parked over there. I see a Turbo X wagon, for example. And yeah, I think that's gonna just about wrap up this video. Tomorrow we will have so many more cars. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already to help me reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers. And I'll see you all soon with some more coverage of the Owners Convention.